Hey guys, it's Jeff. I'm back. This video is going to be something a little bit different from most of the stuff that you've seen on this channel over the past year or so, since I've sort of gotten back into uploading videos a little bit. But basically, what I want to do is sort of look at a game that I just finished, got the Platinum Trophy for, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and just sort of review the game, but also review the Platinum Trophy. And my reasoning here is I did a sort of kind of similar video for MLB The Show a couple weeks ago after I finished the Platinum for that. But basically, this is a game that there's not necessarily a lot that you could upload a video for. It's not really something that you can show discrete short gameplay clips and they're sort of interesting outside of just playing the game. And I've never been much of a playthrough guy, uploading everything that I do, so I kind of decided it would make more sense to go this way. But basically, I'm a guy who's been going after Platinum trophies for a long time, and I do think sometimes it's useful, even outside the realm of just reading as a review that says, hey, this is how hard the Platinum Trophy is. I think it's kind of useful sometimes to sort of hear people talk through what the Platinum Trophy experience was kind of like for a game. So that's my logic here on making this video. So first I will say the game itself, I love the game. I think the game is a lot of fun. It's not challenging. You can play on any difficulty if you're going to get the Platinum. If you've played the previous Ratchet and Clank games, it shouldn't surprise you. I never played it back in the day, but I did play the remake when it came out in 2016, I think. It ended up free on PlayStation Plus in 2018 or something like that, and I picked it up and just thought it was super fun. And it sort of took me back to the days of playing the Jak and Daxter games, that sort of thing. It has that same sort of feel, right? It's got that sort of cartoony look, but it's a platformer. The characters are fun. The whole thing is fun. It's not like a really heavy game in terms of tone or feel. It's just something that is just kind of fun to put on and kick and hit and shoot guns. You know, it's just a fun time mainly. And I think if you're familiar with these games and with this type of game, this game is going to be no different for you. It's the exact same sort of game. It's right up the same alley. They're not messing with the formula here. They've certainly made the game a lot more beautiful. The game looks better than it ever has, and this is the first game that I've played on the PS5 where I really felt like, oh, it's very clear that this is a PS5 game, and there are things about this game that make it clear that it's a PS5 game. And I think a large part of that was sort of the rifting that happens in this game. You sort of go very quickly and easily through rifts from one dimension to another, and I don't think me saying that is going to ruin the storyline of the game for you, but that's something that I think, you play Skyrim back in the day on the PS3, and when you go out of a door and into the outdoor area, you would have to sit there and load for like 6-7 minutes. So this is something that sort of is a real departure to see it just rapidly go between dimensions like you do in this game. And of course, I'm sure they have stuff queued and loading in the background and that sort of thing, but it was very well done, I think. And this game also offers a really nice 1440p mode with ray tracing that I took advantage of. The game looks beautiful. It's fun. I know it's a cartoon, but it is certainly a beautiful game, and it looks good, and it's fun. It's exactly what you expect from this sort of game, and they haven't altered the formula, and they did not disappoint. So in terms of the Platinum Trophy here, this is what I would qualify as an easy Platinum Trophy. It is not difficult at all. You can play on the lowest difficulty. The Platinum Trophy here took me 12 hours of playtime, and I wasn't necessarily, aiming specifically for the Platinum. That was more play through the game, see what I have left afterwards, clean up those trophies that are remaining at the end, and nothing's missable. You can go back and get everything. So that was 12 hours for me, and for the most part, the trophies themselves are not difficult. There were a couple that I would say were a little more challenging and took a little more effort, and those specifically I would say are the Return Policy Trophy and the Unbearably Awesome Trophy. So the Unbearably Awesome Trophy I will start with. You just have to find all the Cragger Bears in the game, And that's not super difficult, I wouldn't say, because you can pretty easily find a guide online. The only problem is that they're not marked on your map. It's not immediately obvious when you are coming up on one. Like, they have gold bolts in the game that are super obvious and rotating and large. You can't miss them. These bears that you have to pick up throughout the levels are not as obvious. And I managed to find them in my first playthrough. So there are 9 total. In my first playthrough, I think I found 2 or 3 naturally, organically, and it was just seeing a little interact button as you walk past something and realizing, oh, I can pick that up. And then I did. The other 6 or 7, I want to say it was 6, I had to look up the locations and go back through the worlds and find them. But again, they're not super obvious because they're not on your main screen and your map for how to find. So you do sort of need to use a guide. The other one that I think was more difficult was the return policy trophy. Kill 10 enemies by returning shots with the void reactor. So the void reactor is a specific gun that you can get in the game, and the void reactor is the ultimate leveled up version. So it starts as like the void gun or something like that, and once you level it up to the max level, it becomes the void reactor. That in and of itself is not that difficult. You just have to use it throughout the game. It becomes a little more difficult when you have to kill 10 enemies by returning shots with the void reactor, because this gun also has a sort of shotgun blast feel. So basically, the way this gun works is you essentially aim down sight, left trigger, for example, on PS5, and enemies will shoot at you. And the shield that's in front of you when you aim down sight catches these bullets, and when you shoot the gun, those bullets go back. So there are a couple areas that people have found to sort of more easily farm this, and that's what I did. I just found a nice little area to farm them, and it wasn't that super difficult, but it was the kind of thing that you're probably not going to get naturally during gameplay unless you know about the trophy and are trying to focus on it from the very beginning as soon as you get the gun. But it's something that you can pretty easily clean up afterwards. But I will say that for me, this was the trophy that I had the most trouble with. But outside of that, it's really not that difficult. This is an easy trophy. And at the time that I got this platinum, the rarity was 16.4% of players had earned the platinum, which is pretty good given that it considers all players who ever even opened the game. So that's my thoughts overall on the game, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and the Platinum Trophy. This is something that, again, like I said, I thought it would be valuable for me before I had played the game. I don't know. Maybe people will resonate with this. Maybe people won't. I think a lot of people probably don't care that much about trophies, so may not care as much about this sort of content. But I thought I'd put it together, put it out there, see what people think. So feel free to let me know in the comments if you hated this, if you loved this, if you found this helpful, if you're going for the Platinum Trophy, if this is the worst kind of content that you think I can make, just let me know. Would love to hear your thoughts on this. And if you do play the game, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you get the Platinum.